Sitting across from my sister Amelia, I can tell she's nervous. We've both promised to shave our heads for charity, and today's the day. I guess it is a much bigger deal for her than it is me. You see, about a year ago, our father was diagnosed with cancer. Thankfully, he's now in remission, but unfortunately, due to it being a bone cancer, he's lost his legs. What Amelia and I are doing is trying to raise some money to get him prosthetic ones. Right now, we are just waiting for the hairdresser to work their magic. And by magic, I mean attacking our hairlines with a lawnmower.
Hey, Toby?
Darren, my sister's fiancé, whispers to me. Darren is tall, dark, and handsome. He's everything I assume a woman wants in a man. Plus, he's, awesome. Not only does he get along with the family, but he and I get on like a house fire. Yeah? I reply.
She looks like she's gonna puke.
Glaring, Amelia snaps at us both.
I do not!
Darren holds up his hands, knowing we've been caught.
You kinda do, darling,
he replies, rushing to stand by her side.
Maybe this isn't such a good idea, so close to the wedding and all.
Venom in my sister's eyes. She stares up at Darren from her seat. It's an awkward moment, and I know I have to say something to take the heat. She's always like this, I say, knowing it'll trigger her. She's never been good with change or big moments. We all think she's a little on the spectrum. Amanda's fury lands on me. I feel her glare burning straight through me.
Stop saying that, Toby,
Amelia hisses. She then calls over to the hairdresser.
I want to go first, please, and prove these idiots wrong.
Amelia begins to mumble to herself, like she's casting some quiet curse, while the hairdresser gets to work. Darren stands beside me, and we watch as my sister's long hair falls away in clumps.
Dude,
Darren says quietly as we watch.
Nice save. She's been real aggy with me since we got engaged. Any idea why?
She's a woman. I reply plainly, like it's an unspoken code between men.
I heard that, douche.
Amelia snarks, peering around the hairdresser to once again glare in my direction. I'm only joking. After a few more rather awkward looks, Darren whispers.
You work with her, right? She must tell you things. Like, why doesn't she want a bachelorette party?
I look up at him and frown. Why would she tell me such a thing?
I don't know.
Darren glances away, then leans closer.
Don't you two have, a mystical twin bond or something? Can't you feel each other's, emotions?
I frown harder. We're twins, dude. We aren't a hive mind.
Yeah,
he chuckles, and then looks sullenly off into the distance.
Sometimes I think she doesn't, actually.
At that moment, the hairdresser steps aside. Finished. Ready for the grand unveiling? Across from me sits my sister, her face like thunder, and she looks somewhere between an egg and Dr. Evil from Austin Powers. I can't help but laugh at her.
Oh my god, that's so funny!
Amelia pouts before looking at me with a mischievous grin.
Your turn, knucklehead.
Just like that, the hairdresser descends on me like a mad scientist. Moments later, they are going to town on my head, running stripes from back to front.
Babe, you look...
I hear Darren talking cautiously to Amelia over the sound of the clippers vibrating on my head.
Don't start, Darren.
Amelia cuts him off.
It's for my father so he can walk me down the aisle.
I know, darling.
Then stop looking at me like I'm a freak.
I'm not, darling,
Darren protests. They bicker for what feels like an eternity. We finally fall quiet as the hairdresser steps aside, revealing my shiny bald head. Amelia's face lights up.
I shall call him Minnie-May,
she jokes, quoting the film. I run my hand over the top of my head, confirming I'm completely bald, just like my sister. It's oddly drafty. I probably look rough and ready, right, Darren? With hair like this? Darren glances in my direction, barely interested.
Sure, dude.
He turns his attention back to Amelia.
Look, all I'm saying is that a wig wouldn't be that expensive.
Ignoring him, Amelia smirks in my direction.
What an excellent haircut, brother. It suits you.
Funny, I reply, sticking out my tongue. I'm excited to see everyone's reactions to my new hard man persona.
Hard man?
Amelia questions with a silly grin on her face.
Sorry, Toby. Those are not words I'd ever associate with you.
What? I flex my guns.
Dude,
Darren shakes his head.
stop. Ain't nobody gonna think you're a hard man.
He gives me an honest smile.
You're too, puny.
Puny?
Totally.
Amelia grins.
I beat you in an arm wrestle last month, remember? You're puny. Don't fight it.
Amelia. I whine at her, then pout. You know I've got that old sporting injury in my wrist, and it wasn't a fair fight.
Sporting injury?
Darren stifles a laugh.
Is that what we're calling that personal activity?
Darren then pauses, like he's seen something deeper. He glances between us and suddenly looks a little flustered. He wastes no time standing us side by side, and with all the seriousness of an army inspector, he circles us.
Darren?
Amelia grunts, confused, stopping him from pacing around us with a punch to his shoulder.
What are you doing?
Goodness gravy,
He says, stopping right in front of us and pointing.
now that you're both baldies, you look identical.
Dude, I say with condescension. We're twins.
No, seriously.
Darren steps closer.
It's uncanny.
I turn to look at my sister and I can see the fury building up behind her eyes. She's gritting her teeth so hard, I think they might crack. Darren is so oblivious. I gotta say something before my sister goes nuclear. Dude. I tried to laugh off the tension. I'm sure it's obvious who's who. My sister has such a... I lock eyes with him so he gets the hint. Wonderfully feminine figure. Darren tilts his head, and I instantly know what's coming. He's about to shove his foot so far down his throat, he'll be crapping shoelaces for weeks.
You two have, like, the same figure,
he says, completely missing my attempts to save him. Amelia detonates. She launches herself at him, hammering his chest with her fists.
You jerk!
I watch Darren flail helplessly against Amelia's furious onslaught, like a man caught in a tornado of tiny little fists. I could only chuckle. There's no saving him this time. Sure, Amelia and I might look kinda similar, but dude, come on, honestly. It's a wonder she'd agreed to marry this guy. He's clueless, I swear. But then again, he is fun to have around, that's for sure. Months later, and the day of the wedding arrives.
Toby! Toby!
I turn around to see my mom frantically rushing around in her dress. She looks stunning, and I'm so happy for her after the year we've had. Mom! I gush. You look amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
She forces a smile, looking around like she's lost the plot. Are you okay? She looks me in the eyes.
No, not really. I've lost your sister. We've not seen her all morning, and we have got to do her makeup.
Mom starts to fret, and I can see her gritting her teeth hard.
We've got to leave for the church soon, and she's gone bloody AWOL. Have you seen her?
I look around the immediate halls of the house we grew up in. No. I grab the lapels of my suit with pride. I've been getting ready. What do you think, Mum? I look dapper, no?
Yes, very nice, son,
she says, barely glancing my way. Then, as if dragged by some invisible force, her eyes actually take me in. She tilts her head to the side.
It's a little baggy on you. Did you not get it fitted?
I did not.
You should have,
she says, pacing away in the other direction.
If you see your sister,
she shouts back as she scurries off.
Tell her she's needed in the master bedroom. Immediately.
Glum, I just nod my head. Yes, Mom. Scratching my head, I give it some thought. Amelia was acting awfully squarely last night. I put it down to cold feet, but now that I think about it, she kept saying odd things, like she wished she was me. Then it occurs to me. When we were younger, the two of us would go down to the pool house and hide in the back room, whenever we'd done something naughty. You see, it's full of spiders, and defo somewhere she'd go to hide from Mom. I go downstairs to find the whole family in a frenzy over her disappearance. I try to get someone's attention, but they all talk over me. Pretty normal for my family, actually. So I decide to test my theory and head to the old pool house myself. Careful not to get my suit dirty on the old creaking sliding doors, I step into the musty pool house and look around. All is quiet, as expected. But as I move further inside and towards the back room, I can hear sobbing. Slowly, I push open the door. Inside, sitting on a beanbag in a fluffy white robe, is my sister. She looks back at me with misty eyes, and instantly she points at the door.
Fuck off, Toby,
she hisses.
Leave me alone.
I don't leave. I just slowly close the door behind me. Amelia's glare eventually softens, and I take it as my cue to come closer. Seeing her like this explains why Mom is so worked up. The wedding is only hours away, yet she's nowhere near ready. No makeup, nails untouched, short hair unstyled, and obviously not wearing her dress. "Hey," I say, approaching carefully in case she decides to bite. She grunts in reply. "You got everyone freaking out that you've done a runner or something." She looks up at me and wipes away the tears in her eyes.
Are they mad?
I roll mine. Mom's a little frantic, yeah. Amelia shifts uncomfortably. I'm gonna take a seat here. I pull up another beanbag next to hers and sit. As I do, dust billows all around me, making me cough. "Ugh," I groan, brushing it off my suit. Amelia softly smiles.
Sorry, it's very dusty, I know.
She then reaches across to brush my shoulder.
I like that suit.
"Yeah?"
I do.
She nods. "Ugh, Mom doesn't," I say with a longing sigh. Amelia throws her head back.
Ugh, I know. That woman, I swear, wants to control everything.
A single tear dribbles down her cheek.
I needed to get away from her. She was doing my head in.
She sounds excited, Amelia. I answer honestly. The family hasn't had much to look forward to in the recent months. Instantly her head drops, and she curls in on herself, holding her legs to her chest.
You think I don't know that?
I take a breath in. A lot of pressure, huh? Amelia's eyes flood with tears. She brings her hand to her face and begins to cry into them. Her entire body shakes. It's not very often I see my sister so vulnerable, and honestly, it's deeply upsetting to see it. I pause and take a breath. "Do you actually want to get married?" She curls up tighter, hiding from the question. "Darren's a really good guy," I say sincerely. "Everyone really likes him. He'll make a fantastic husband." Through her fingers, I see her tearful eyes glaring.
You marry him then!
She spits in frustration. I chuckle, thinking it's a joke.
I'm not joking.
She says plainly. What are you saying?" I ask.
If you like him so much, Toby,
She repeats with more muster than before.
you marry him.
"Amelia, be serious."
I am.
She hisses, lifting her head to look at me through the tears.
You and everyone in this family loves him so much. Why don't you marry him so I don't have to?
Amelia tuts and turns away from me. Then, after a moment, she looks back at me with an almost sinister-looking smile. She wipes the tears from her eyes and leans toward me.
How did you know I was here, Toby?
I think for a moment, expecting this to be a trick question, but I can't work out her angle. So I'm just honest in my reply. "Because we're twins, and I know you better than anyone." Intense staring follows.
Take my place.
"What?
Take my place. Be the bride.
What?"
Toby, I don't want to marry Darren. He's lovely and all, but I just don't love him. And I don't want to call this whole wedding off. It'll break Dad's heart after we worked so hard to give him back his dignity.
"Sis, I don't think..." She stops me and shakes her head.
Don't, Toby. I know what you're gonna say. Please, just take my place at the wedding. Until I can sort out how I feel.
I look down at myself, and then at my hands. But even if I say yes, they know I'm not you." Amelia's face drops and she gives me a sarcastic stare.
Who are you kidding?
I look at her in disbelief. I don't know which one of us should be more offended.
Look, Toby.
Amelia pulls me up, then stands shoulder to shoulder with me, sizing me up with her eyes.
My chest? Practically non-existent. It's all bra, so you're fine there. Our hair's basically the same. And sure, you don't have hips like mine, but the dress will cover that.
Amelia, I can't.
Sure you can.
She forces a smile.
For me. For Dad. For the family. Please?
But what about after the wedding? Darren's gonna notice I've got extra tingly bits. Amelia cracks a smile and stifles a laugh.
Don't worry, Toby. This story probably won't go further than one part, so you're safe.
What?
Nothing.
Amelia starts unbuttoning my suit jacket.
Here, take this off and let me wear it. Then once you're in my room, we can head back upstairs. Mom will have you fitted into the dress in no time, and before you know it, the wedding will be over.
So, we're doing this?
Speak softer.
She murmurs, smirking as she begins to undo my shirt.
Speak like an angel. Because if you're going to be me, you need to be one.
Letting out a sigh, I brush away her hands and start to undress myself. I turn away from her, getting a little embarrassed about the situation. Turn around. I don't want you to see anything.
Yeah, fine.
Amelia agrees.
Just hurry up.
I slide off my trousers and pass them back to her. Amelia?
Yeah?
She replies, as I hear her putting on my trousers. What if people talk to me, and I say something stupid?
Stop worrying. Everyone will be drunk by early evening and won't even remember anything at all. Just be there for Dad. And at the altar, ready to say, I do.
Fair, I reply, pulling off my nicely ironed shirt, passing it back to her.
Just...
Amelia stops as she puts on my shirt in thought.
Just make sure Dad doesn't find out. It's important to me he gets to walk his little girl down the aisle.
I nod. Agreed. After some awkward moments, I'm standing before my sister, wearing her fluffy white robe. It's made even more awkward as she looks down at my legs. What? I ask as she does up the jacket to my suit.
Nothing.
I'll give you nothing, sis. Her gaze meets mine and she gives me a soft smile before tilting her head to one side. Brother, she corrects, coughing out the gruffest voice she can muster. I roll my eyes as she coughs again and repeats itself.
Don't hurt yourself,
I say, putting on an exaggerated version of her voice. She narrows her eyes and tuts.
I do not sound like that. I'm not some sort of Barbie doll on a high. Well,
I fold my arms and get all sassy.
I don't sound like Barry White gargling razor blades. So, sort it out, or we aren't doing this.
Not finding my comment funny, Amelia huffs out a sigh before grabbing hold of my arm. She almost pulls me flat on my ass. But as I catch up, she drags me through the tiny pool house and towards the main building. As we walk in, the reactions are nothing like before. Everyone is softer and nicer. I get the feeling they are worried I'm going to get all pouty and angry like my sister does. Guess that's a positive to this. I won't have to suffer no fools. Mom! Amelia shouts, still dragging me through the house.
I found her. No need to panic. She just went for a walk to clear her head.
Did I indeed? I mutter. Mom appears like she's merging through walls. She grabs hold of my hands tight, and I can see the tears misting her eyes.
Oh, sweetheart, are you okay? We all thought you'd done a runner.
I look around at some of my family, all staring at me like I know the meaning of life, and I'm about to depart that wisdom. A little nervous, I glare in my sister's direction, wanting some help.
No.
I eventually answer as my sister just shrugs.
I'm fine. Just, needed to clear my head. Oh, my goodness.
Mom gasps, reacting to my voice.
You went outside in just that robe? No wonder your poor voice is all raspy. You've probably caught a cold, you silly girl.
Sorry. Mom breathes a sigh of relief. I can see the stress draining from her face in real time. But that doesn't stop her from snatching at my arms to drag me upstairs. However, Mom just stops before we head up and glares at Amelia for a moment. It's tense. Have we been rumbled?
Toby,
she complains with a shake of her head.
That suit really doesn't fit you very well. Look at the chest. It doesn't fit at all.
Amelia looks at me in surprise.
Go and get it pinned back or something, boy.
Mom clicks her fingers and points at my auntie.
Go see Auntie Eustace. She'll help you.
My mom shakes her head again and pulls me toward her.
Your brother, Amelia, can't even be bothered to look nice for your big day.
I think he looks nice, I say as Mom almost pulls me over.
Oh!
Mom groans, now guiding me up the stairs, clutching me so tight she's cutting the circulation off in my hand.
You two always stick up for each other like that. Honestly, why did I have to have twins of all things?
The master bedroom has been transformed into what could only be described as a bridal conversion center. I'm shoved inside by Mom, who mentions having to work double speed to catch up with the schedule. I just managed to catch my sister's expression as the doors close behind me. It only cements that this is happening. I'm taking my sister's place, and no one is the wiser. First comes the shower.
Amelia!
Mom complains, looking at my legs.
Do you have no shame, girl? Look how hairy your legs are!
I look down, and my face goes bright red.
Get in that bathroom and sort yourself out now,
Mom commands, clicking her fingers and pointing.
It's an everything shower, sweetheart, okay?
So begins the most brutal hygiene routine of my life. I shave myself down to the brink of vanishing, scrub until my skin feels sandblasted, and drown under layers and layers and layers of moisturizer. By the end, I reek like I've crashed through a beauty shop. I stumble out of the bathroom and back into the bedroom in a haze. But it doesn't stop there. The wedding dress and its many components have been laid out across the bed like a gauntlet. I had heard Amelia complain about it before, but nothing has prepared me for the acrobatics required to wiggle into stockings without laddering them. I can tell Mom is starting to get suspicious of me and my inability to get dressed in this stuff. I can't tell her the reason why, so I just blame it on nerves. Next comes the delicate string-like undergarments. I think the least said about that, the better. Then comes the dress. I take one look at the corset type thing and I know I'm in for a rough ride. Mom yanks at the laces with the string of a medieval executioner, crushing and shaping me, all in one swift movement.
Oh, stop being so dramatic, Amelia.
Mom grumbles as she ties me into it.
Yes, Mom.
I wheeze in reply.
You've got to look nice for your handsome man.
Mom continues with an almost ominous tone.
That young man is dishy, and you need to look your best, sweetheart.
By the time the dress is on, I feel like I've been swallowed by a white whale. The sheer weight of it surprises me. It drapes heavy on my shoulders. The sleeves press down what little muscle I can claim, and the skirt pulls endlessly around me. But then, there's the slit. It rides so far up my thigh, it feels dangerously close to exposing my secret. But there is no time to complain. I'm plonked down in front of the makeup station where an army of brushes, powders, and lipsticks are all set out. The makeup artist goes to work with ruthless precision. They contour, highlight, and fuss until my face feels like a canvas straight out of a Bob Ross painting. I can almost feel the happy little tree in the layer of makeup around my eyes. And that's not even counting the goop on my fingernails. I survive without anyone knowing. And they stand me in front of the mirror, wobbling slightly in my sister's wedding heels. Swoons and gasps ripple through the room. In the mirror, it's not me, but someone else. The dress hugs their frame like a second skin, every curve shaped to perfection. Their face, almost regal, like a beauty queen. Yet, it isn't someone else staring back at me in the reflection. It's me. I'm the girl in the mirror. And as that realization processes in my brain, my breath catches in my throat. Mom stands just behind me, misty-eyed.
Oh, Amelia, my beautiful girl,
she whispers, hugging me from behind.
I can't wait for your father to see you looking like a princess. He's going to be so happy.
I turn my body from side to side, looking at every angle of myself wearing my sister's wedding dress. I'm speechless. I'm stunned. I'm beautiful.
You really think he's going to be happy? I ask, allowing myself to get whisked away with the excitement.
Mum just nods, and tears roll down her cheek. She then fans her eyes and bites her lip.
We don't have time for crying.
Mum forces herself to laugh.
Ha ha ha! We've got to get you to the church.
Mom opens the door, and standing just outside, with a sheepish expression, is my sister. She looks like she's been pressing her ear to the door the entire time. Her face, however, quickly changes as she sees me wearing all her wedding day splendor. I can tell she's about to cry, but before she does, I punch her in the shoulder.
All right, brother,
I say, reminding her to keep character.
Doesn't your sister look amazing, Toby?
Mom asks, holding her hands together and looking at me with a delighted smile. Yeah, Mom. Amelia agrees before looking me in the eyes to whisper,
Thank you.
She softly takes hold of my hands. Dad's gonna be so happy, she continues, talking aloud. You should be very proud of yourself for doing this.
Yes.
Mom smiles at us getting along before clapping her hands.
Right, Team Bride,
she declares to us all.
It's time. Let us get going.
Just as I'm about to blindly follow Mum, Amelia holds me back. Waiting for Mum and the others to be out of earshot, Amelia speaks to me with tears forming behind her eyes.
You do look really nice, Toby.
Thanks.
I throw my arms out and look down at myself wearing this beast of a dress. I do feel a little like the fairy on top of the Christmas tree.
You're doing the right thing,
my sister comments with a reassuring smile.
This is exactly what the family needs, and I'm so proud of you for being strong enough to take my place.
I give her an exhausted look, but I can't help but smile. I guess right now I don't have a choice. If I told everyone that I'm not really you, Amelia, they'd find it hard to believe. You look so much like me in that suit, and I defo don't look like a guy right now. Amelia giggles.
How's the underwear?
Tiny, and messing up where the sun don't shine, I reply bluntly. Amelia chuckles and lights up into a bright smile. The sort of smile I haven't seen from her in what feels like an age. Darren's in for a shock later, I say in amusement. She tries to talk but makes herself laugh. Just tell him you've got a headache. That's what I usually do. So he'll be used to it. Noted, I say, struggling to keep a straight face. However, our laughter is cut short as Mom appears once again, like an angry bull. Amelia! She speaks loudly, trying to hide her frustration. Come now, the limo is waiting! Before I realize it, I'm settled into the back of the car. Mom is beside me, Amelia across. We exchange smiles as everyone around us insists on reminding me how beautiful I am. The limo ride doesn't take long, though it feels like forever with Mom fussing over my veil and Amelia trying her best not to burst into nervous laughter every time she looks at me. When we finally pull up outside the church, I see our friends, family, and way too many people who'll definitely notice if I screw this up. They all shuffle into the building, leaving just the bridal procession waiting outside. Something I never thought in my wildest of dreams I'd be a part of. Yet, here I am. The door swings open, and the bridesmaids descend first, all sparkling with excitement. When I step out, clutching the bouquet like it's the only thing tethering me to reality, they let out a chorus of gasps.
Oh my God, you look stunning!
Amelia's best friend gushes at me. So pretty, another adds, even with that short hairdo.
Beautiful,
they all chirp together.
like an angel.
I just smile, cheeks burning, nodding politely, like this is all perfectly normal. Inside, though, my brain is doing backflips. They really think I'm her. They actually think I'm Amelia. Mom beams, proud as anything, and ushers me toward the church doors. Amelia lingers just behind, hidden in her suit, biting her lip like she's watching in amazement as our switcheroo is going off without a hitch. Then the moment I dread arrives. Dad. He waits at the entrance, standing tall with his new legs, dressed sharp in a suit that makes him look 10 years younger. When his eyes land on me, they widen. For a moment, I swear he forgets to breathe. My beautiful girl, he whispers, voice cracking with raw emotion. His hands tremble as he reaches for mine. Look at you. A princess. So pretty in that dress. I force myself to smile, fighting the lump in my throat.
Thanks, Dad.
I manage, my voice shaky but soft. His eyes glisten, and for the first time in years, tears roll freely down his cheeks. I can't tell you how proud I am. Be the one to walk you down the aisle. I tighten my grip on Dad's hand, give him my biggest, bravest smile, and whisper, I'm happy you're holding my hand too, Dad. He nods, straightening with all the dignity in the world. Together, we turn toward the church doors, and I have to ready myself for what is to come. However, Dad whispers to me as we all stand in a line, waiting to go inside to the music. Amelia, he says softly, so no one else hears. You know what I think about a lot. I look at my father, and he has an honest expression. I don't, Dad. I reply. I think about when I'll leave this world, and what I'll leave behind. I grip his hand tighter. Don't say things like that, Dad. He smiles, and with him on his new prosthetic legs and me in my high heels, we sway together, fragile as if the gentlest breeze could send us sprawling. Let me finish, he says sternly, before turning to look me deep in the eyes.
Don't tell your mother I asked you this, but
He grips my hand tighter.
is this really what you want? Or are you just marrying this man for my sake?
Dad?
Sweet pea,
He smiles softly.
as much as I'm the proudest of fathers right now, holding the hand of my beautiful daughter on her wedding day, I can't help but feel you aren't happy.
I'm stunned. I look in every direction but at him. He's not wrong. I've noticed Amelia has been shrinking in on herself recently. I put it down to Dad's illness and the pressure of getting married, but maybe, just maybe, she isn't actually happy.
I could.
He chuckles to himself.
I could fold over right now, sweet pea, and howl out like I've been shot, giving you a chance to run away in those silly shoes you're wearing.
Dad,
Just give me the word, Amelia, and I'll do it for you. If you're not happy marrying this guy, I'll help you escape.
Dad?
He stops laughing to himself, then looks off into the distance in thought.
I'm serious.
He says with a heartfelt tone.
I can't stand the idea of leaving you behind in this world unhappy.
He brings his hand to my face and touches my cheek.
Sweet pea, I'd happily miss out on walking you down the aisle if it meant that when I do depart this world, my little girl is happy.
I don't know what to say. My mouth opens, but nothing comes out. Dad's hand is warm in mine, trembling slightly, and I can feel his sincerity radiating through every word. He means it. He'd let Amelia run. But the image of his face when he first saw me in this dress floods my mind. That pure, unfiltered joy. After everything he's been through, after the cancer, the surgeries, the endless recovery. How could I take that from him? My chest tightens. For a split second, I consider his idea of escape. I ponder calling the whole thing off, blurting out the truth, saying Amelia doesn't want this. But the thought of Dad being disappointed, not getting this moment with his daughter, almost haunts me. Could I live with myself, taking this from him? The music then swells, echoing through the church doors. And before I gather my thoughts, they open wide. All eyes turn towards us. My heart pounds, but I grip Dad's hand tighter.
You're the best, Dad.
I say softly.
But I'm ready to do this.
We step forward together. His new legs move carefully, steady, and strong, just as I do in my high heels. He beams like he's been waiting for this moment his entire life. The aisle stretches out like a marathon, and every pair of eyes feels like it's drilling into me. Every rustle of fabric, every whisper bounces off the walls. But I keep my chin high, even as the bouquet trembles in my hands. The heels pinch. The dress tries to eat me alive. But all of it fades the moment I catch Dad's proud smile. It cuts through everything. The music, the guests, the suffocating pressure of pretending to be Amelia. Then, we're at the altar. Darren stands nervous and almost shaking in his boots. His eyes glisten when he looks at me, and I can almost convince myself he sees Amelia, not me. Dad squeezes my hand one last time before placing it gently into Darren's. His voice wavers as he whispers,
Sweet pea, go be happy for me.
I swallow hard, forcing a smile, even as my stomach twists. Standing here in my sister's dress, pretending to be her, is the most surreal, uncomfortable thing I've ever done. But behind me, I can feel Dad's joy, beaming so brightly it overshadows everything else.
Amelia, you look beautiful.
Darren gushes as his hands sweat all over mine.
Thanks, dude.
I reply as I catch my sister's wide smile.
Thank you for being my bride.
Darren grips my hands, making me look up at his blushing face. I can't help but smile back at him, but no words come to mind. I mean, what do I say to that? You're welcome? Anyways, I nearly screw it all up at the vows. My throat goes dry, my palms sweat, and for a moment I forget what I'm supposed to do. Darren's looking at me with these wide, expectant eyes, but somehow I stumble through the words without giving the game away. Then comes the kiss. Darren leans in, the church erupting into applause, and I have to do everything within my power not to recoil away, but his lips are soft, gentle, almost shy. He doesn't linger, just brushes against me with respect. The faint smell of chicken nuggets on his breath. Slipping the wedding band onto my finger isn't much better. The damn thing barely squeezes on. I have to twist and shove it down. Darn thing wasn't meant for my fat fingers. But once we're outside, taking photos, things kinda get fun. I don't know what's come over me, but I actually enjoy being in front of the camera. Everyone's cheering. The bridesmaids are fussing, and for once in my life, I'm the center of attention. It feels nice. It's a very welcome change, and I even catch Amelia genuinely smiling and enjoying herself. The speeches are a riot. Darren's best man roasts him so hard, I nearly choke on my champagne. Dad manages a heartfelt few words without crying too much, though Mom weeps enough for both of them. Everyone's laughing, smiling, so happy. And I realize for the first time in a long time, our family actually feels whole again. For moments, I feel bad, knowing it's all pretend. But I can't help but enjoy it as the drinks flow and the compliments keep coming. Surprisingly, now I'm not his bro. Darren is the perfect gentleman. He doesn't let go of my hand all night. He opens doors, pulls out chairs, and even made sure I didn't trip with a knife when cutting the cake, thanks to my stupid heels. Speaking of which, the cake. Absolute chaos. The crowd chants until Darren smears frosting on my nose, and I retaliate by shoving a chunk into his mouth. The photos are going to be legendary. The first dance is terrifying at first. I don't know the steps. My dress keeps trying to trip me, and my feet are screaming. But Darren holds me steady, spinning me like I actually belong out there. By the time the music ends, the whole room is cheering, and I'm laughing like an idiot until he drops me in his arms and plants the kiss directly on my lips. Much to everyone's delight, even my sister's. Hours blur together after that. Drinks flow, toasts are made, and Auntie Eustace is dancing on a table by the end of it. Everyone's drunk and loud and joyful. Then the taxi pulls up. Our chariot to the newlyweds' hotel suite awaits. My stomach twists as Darren helps me inside. My head buzzes from all the champagne. He sits next to me, and his hand rests on my thigh. Dude, I slur at him, still laughing at Auntie Eustace's dancing. This was so much fun.
Yeah.
Darren looks into my eyes and smiles.
It's been wonderful.
I don't know how long the journey to the hotel is. Or actually, how we got from the car to the hotel room. But before I know it, I'm taking off my heels and throwing them unceremoniously across the room. Fuck, those hurt! I hiss, catching myself on a nearby wall as the room spins. Darren laughs from just behind me. And seconds later, his hands are on my sides and he's pinning me against the wall. I look up at him, innocent to what's happening. Hi, I say.
Hey, sexy.
He replies. He kisses my neck, and I laugh at the fact. Dude, I chuckle as he gives me a hickey.
Shh.
I laugh nervously this time, although I don't fight his wandering hands as they discover my body. But I know this can't go any further. Darren, you should know.
Shh, darling.
He replies, and he gently bites my neck.
This'll be more fun when it's left unsaid. Let's just enjoy our first time together.
As husband and wife? I ask.
Yeah,
He chuckles.
if you like.
Thank you so very much for watching and making it all the way to the very end. If you've enjoyed the content, please consider supporting us on Patreon, where members get early access to all our content.